You're not going to say it. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays.
I don't know why. I'm just
like,
quiet.
okay, just say that we're live and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. My name is Rose with Live by Design. This is my partner.
Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish.
And we are partners in this offering, as well as being partners in life. We have our own work that we're putting out into the world, but we come together to create these Ice Cream Sundays, as well as the moon ceremonies that we offer twice a month at the new and the full moon. So here we are, Ice Cream Sundays. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. For those of you who are coming back, welcome back. It's been quite a journey doing this for so many, how long? A year and a half.
2 years. That's over 2 years.
Over 2 years. Wow. Is that really true?
Yeah.
Gosh, I lose track. One of our old lady cats does not like the fact that we have a puppy right now. She is like, you know, the term like mad dogging somebody. She's mad dogging the puppy, faux show. So she is like running at the enclosure bars and the puppy's like, oh my God, this one's for real. Because the other cats either ignore her or run away, or like they play with her a little bit, or they just kind of taunt her. But Leia does not mess around. So anyway, we are here today to do single card readings and on questions of your choice. And we are also here to do ice cream today, to do ice cream chakra clearings. They're energetic clearings, they're activations, they're energetic readings. Both of us have been trained in many different modalities, and this work that we're doing is our own unique synthesis of these different modalities that we have come from. It's certainly not a complete picture of all the modalities that we work within, but it's fun. It engages your senses. It really gets more of your body on board when you're doing that energetic work, because we don't want to keep it all up in your mind. You know, it's basically when we do that, we're only using a portion of who we are. We're only using a portion of our strengths to do the work of changing and healing ourselves. So it's part of the reason that we're doing this creative twist of ice cream chakra clearings. Chakra obviously is one way to describe what it's something that's contained within many different places around the world, which is that we have energetic centers within our bodies. The chakra system is obviously Hindu, but many different cultures have this idea of having these energy centers within our bodies that we can work with, we can strengthen, we can clear, and as a focus for particular types of energy. So welcome again. My name is Rose. This is Marita. What are we doing for the next hour of time on Facebook Live? Hour of power.
So what we're going to be doing is our new format.
You just look so good on video. You're so good looking. Look at those eyebrows and eyes.
So what we're doing, our new format, is that we are going to pull a card for the week. So the energetics for the week.
Where did those cards go?
I thought I gave them to you.
I think you left them sitting somewhere.
No. We're going to find here we have the cards, and we're going to pull from the Isis deck. And then we're going to start taking names. So how do you get to work with 3 people? If you're interested in joining us.
To work with 3 people? What do you mean?
We draw 3 names.
So you said, how do you get to work with 3 people?
Yeah. Let me start again.
That just got a little confusing, the sentence, I think.
How do you get on the list?
There we go.
We are going to choose 3, randomly choose 3.
These are the words. These are the words. I love this. Okay.
Oh,
continue.
It's been a day. Anyways.
It's an awesome day.
It is. Kia ora. Hello, Cassandra. Hello, Kylie. Let's say hello to some people.
Yay,
Charles,
hi.
Robin, Barbara, Johnson. Hello.
Hey, look, the path of
Mary
Ish is here.
The path of Ish is here. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Hope. Thank you so much, Kylie. Please share. Sharing is caring, and it is free. So how do you get on our list? Because this is also a free offering. You will write, if you want a card, topic of your choice. We do not do general card readings. Other people do them, so go to them.
We want a focused question from you.
Focused question, because we're only spending a few minutes with you. And then please write permission granted. If you want an ice cream chakra clearing, then that means that you're going to write chakra clearing, permission granted, and that's it.
Baby.
We make a list by the end of this first card reading that we do for the general public. Then we will randomly select from the list. And then at the end, we do a clearing for the group. Now, I know some people are like, oh, I didn't get picked. I'm gonna move on to the next reader and try to get on. Go ahead if you want to do that. We do clearings. The card is for the group. Clearing is for the group. You only participate if you're here and you give us permission, right? We're not trying to get into anyone's energy fields or unsafe practices. And so stay on. So many times people say, hey, I didn't get picked, but that card really resonated with me, or that clearing really resonated with me, because we are a collective, right? We are a collective. One final note, if you are an empath, which many people are here on here, please, we are asking for permission to connect with people's energies. So you must also do that. Please don't try to read other people's energies or ours. You do not have permission, and do not hijack the feed. If you are a reader, there's a time and a place for you to do that, but please don't give other people advice. It is not the place. If you ask them and they're okay and you meet offline, that is your prerogative.
Go have a private conversation.
A private conversation.
Okay. Totally. People make a lot of amazing connections through this community, and that is absolutely welcome. But I think the reason that Marita is saying that, and if people are being like, ooh, am I doing that without realizing it? Definitely reflect, but mostly like people who are doing that, it's pretty obvious. It's not like a subtle thing. So thanks for bringing that up. That's really.
Yeah, had to come up today.
Cool.
So we will be drawing a card, and I will keep looking at here. Barbara Johnson, Elizabeth Castaneda, you're on the list for clearings. I got a reading up here. Ms. Green, can you please tell us the topic of your choice, and then we'll go into that.
Yeah, think of a really focused question. Like, yeah. If you were to ask your friend for advice on a specific issue or topic, share the 10-second version of that question with us. That's what we're looking for.
Also, if you'd like to join us in our other offerings, Patreon is the way to do it. It's a low-cost way to continue to work with Rose and myself. We don't work a lot together, actually. Well, in life we do.
We work tons together, but in terms of the offerings that we give out to the world, they're actually pretty limited. So
this is a great way to engage. If you're interested, just hashtag Patreon. We do ice cream socials on Thursdays. They're smaller. Smaller in the sense that we don't have tons of people. We are only 5 people. We spend 90 minutes and we get really in depth. We just actually had a one-on-one with one of our Patreons who's at the highest level. So we actually offer extra, perks for those who do
sometimes unexpected
extra perks, right? Hashtag Patreon, and we'll give you that list, and you can join our moon circles, which are recorded. So we have people from all over the globe doing moon ceremonies with us in the time and place that we hold it, or afterwards. So it's great to feel that vibration.
So one of the things I just want to say about that Patreon thing is that, whether it's us, whether it's other people, sometimes we can, hesitate on committing to things. Even with Patreon, even though you could cancel it at any time, people get really like, ooh, I don't want to spend money. There's so many free things on the internet. My experience has been that when I take a chance and move forward in actually paying somebody for working with them, if I like what they're about, or I'm curious what they're about, I want to know more, I want to just explore what that's about, I've never been sorry. And also, because it's so different. What you get for free versus what you get when you are actually paying to work with somebody, even if it's a small amount, can be significantly different. And frequently I have found that when I pay to work with people, there's many benefits and perks that I get that are not on paper. People do a lot of things. So my advice would just be, if you're thinking about it, whether it's us or another practitioner, take a chance.
I love Patreon. I have like 2 or 3 other people that
Yeah.
I monthly subscribe to,
Yeah.
and I really love it. I think it's a great way.
Awesome. So
we have 5 names so far on the list. We'll be picking right after. Madre de Dios, mira eso. And so keep writing in. Clearing, got it, Marianne. Good to see you. Marianne is one of our patrons, and she still comes on here. So Marianne, maybe you can tell them how awesome it is.
I won't read all this. Just saying.
That being said, we're going to do 1 card for the week. We are still feeling the effects of the moon. As you know, they're full moon. We are now in Mercury retrograde.
When did it start? Yesterday?
Yesterday. And so if you are, and also just something to be aware of. And if you ever study with me, where we study along the pace of the medicine wheel, study in cycles and times, particular medicine, we're still in the time of the North, right? We're not going to switch out of this till March 22nd to be exact. And so this is the time of going inward. So if you're tired and you're like, I've been cooped up, I'm tired of doing work. You know, we just did a moon ceremony about how resistance is part of the journey, right? Resistance and persistence. So if you're feeling that resistance, don't judge yourself. It's just something. There is such, when we embrace those parts of us that resist and allow them to have a voice, what we discover is that there is a greater story and opportunity to heal than if we just are like, you know, shoe fly or cutting parts off of yourself.
Yeah.
Let's stop cutting, literally and figuratively as well, right? So if there's a part of yourself or a cord that you need to cut, why don't you first see what is being told? What part of you is that, right? We come from a system where we are taught that things are, whether they're heavy energy, light energy, if you want to go for the keto Indians, if you want to say good or bad, but there's no judgment, right? It's just energy, right? Too much of one, if it becomes stuck or not instrumental, then that's where you have a negotiation, right? So no judgment. So I want you to just check into your heart center right now. What are the preconceived stories, notions, and judgments that you are still living with? And don't be like, oh, it's my mom again, it's my dad again, it's my ex again. Welcome them. Can you just take a moment to say thank you because you are here? I call them stop signs, right? Warning signals. Here's a stop sign. Here I am around my journey, right? And I'm going to speed ahead and I'm going to manifest everything I want. And you're like, oh, there's a stop sign. Sometimes we ignore stop signs. Like Marita did the other day in the corner because she didn't see it.
Marita was like, I don't know, that stop sign was weird. I was like,
it was at a weird angle, at a weird degree. I didn't think it was for me. And so pay attention to those stop signs because they can be your friends. They're here to slow you down, just like Mercury is here to slow you down, to look at potential ways for you to love yourself. Okay, that's my statement for the day. And which one?
Yeah, I got it. Here, I was just getting this for you.
Oh, thank you.
So as I'm doing this reading for the group for this week, you still have time to get on the list. When I'm done with this reading, we will be pulling 3 people who have gotten on the list for either, readings or clearings. We'll be pulling randomly. And so this is how we kind of help out people who show up a little bit late or who might see us like our thing shared on somebody else's feed and join late. We still want you to have the opportunity to get a reading or a clearing because we reach people through many different ways, many different shares. So we've changed it a little bit. So it's not just first come, first serve. However, we will be cutting off, like we'll be stopping, putting new names on the list to be drawn from when I'm done with this reading. So now is the time. If you want a reading or a clearing, get yourself on there.
And I know, I think there's football going on. I don't know. Something's going on.
There's always other stuff going on. You know, there's plenty of choices in the world. That's the thing. There's always going to be other choices. We're not the only choice. but we really do think that if you need to hear us and you need to be here, something will cause you to pause. And it's important to listen to those little signals when you get them. I have found amazing people because I just was like, I'm just curious about these people. I don't know. I want to check it out. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad I followed my intuition, because whatever little thing that was telling me, I need to follow this person, I need to join this class, I need to whatever, was spot on, and you learn something, you develop the relationship you have with your intuition. So if you're here, I think you're meant to be here. I hope you don't go.
Marianne says this is better than football.
Better than football. Reminds me of a scene from, what was that show? The Full Monty, that movie.
No, never watched it.
They were like, what are you talking about, boys? And they were like, football. And they were like, what are you talking about, ladies? Shopping. And they both had been talking about like relationships and like all this other stuff. But they were like, yeah, we were just talking about football. And the ladies were like, oh, we were just talking about shopping. Of course, in like cute Irish accents. I'm not even trying right now. So reading for the week. We're reading from the Isis Oracle. This is the card that we got, Pyramid of Light. Steep your vibration deeper into love. Step your vibration. I like steep. Steep your vibration in love, right?
For 4 minutes.
Steep full brew. Steep, allow it to come to a full boil and then cool slightly so that you don't accent the bitterness of the green tea. Of the green tea love. So this Pyramid of Light, step your vibration deeper into love. There's a very specific aspect of this message that's coming through this week. And this is about leaning into the areas where we have a lot of judgment and anger and frustration or disbelief, or kind of just like, this feeling like, no, that's bullshit. I'm not interested in that. Those people are crazy, da, 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 da. To go deeper and recognize if it's an area that you feel that way about because it's just not for you. And if so, how can you release some of the extra energy that you have around it, your judgmental energy? Or if it's an area that actually you have a wound that needs healing. Both can seem very similar on the surface. There can be a lot of charge for you around this judgment, a lot of righteousness, a lot of like frustration or disbelief, or just like, how can people be like this? But sometimes underneath you might discover that there's grief. Why can't this work for me? Why can't this experience that other people get to have? Why can't I have that? Why can't I eat a whole pizza and not gain any weight? Why can't I, just manifest money coming into my life, like winnings from prizes and people just giving me money for no reason to buy property that I want? That's bullshit. It's just their privilege. It's whatever, right? And maybe there's, aspects of that are true, but there's something underneath. When we have a lot of judgment about things, there's often something underneath. And sometimes it is just that mismatch of values and how we see the world. But sometimes there is a desire. There was somebody that I was dating years ago that had a lot of wounds around spirituality and religion, particularly. And I always, I was able to grasp over time that part of the wound was not just that it was bullshit and like all that delusional crap. It was that there was such grief that it wasn't true and like a desire for it to be true, but a really, but unable to be convinced of its truth because having been sort of swindled by religion, right? Basically. So on the surface, it might just look like logic. And sometimes underneath, it's not. That logic is masking a wound. So when we talk about this week, stepping your vibration deeper into love, adding some love to that judgment topic that you may have a lot of judgment about and strong ideas about other people and whether they're doing something right or whether it's bullshit, is to add that love so that you can see clearly what is underneath that judgment And what is the consequence of carrying that judgment as opposed to moving with more love through the world? And I'm not saying that to be good or bad. Judgment, just like you were saying earlier, it's not inherently good or bad. It doesn't make you a good or bad person, but you are able to see more clearly what are the consequences in your life of living with this strong attachment to this judgment, and what would be possible for you if you brought more love into that assessment of other people, of a situation, of a belief system, whatever it is. What would happen if you brought more love? Would you see your own wound? Would you see and figure out how to have more peace with the fact that there are many different beliefs in this world, and humanity does things sometimes that we're not going to agree with? How are we going to make peace with that, right? And what does that peace look like? Oh my God, she's being funny. Our puppy is literally just growling to herself, like inside her bed dome. She's doing something. I don't even know what it is. So anything you want to add to this reading? Anything that I brought up that you want to throw in the mix? I pulled a few more cards, by the way, and all of them are very powerful. This is a powerful week. This is like the key. That's why I picked to share this one with you. This is the key to so much empowerment. It's crazy.
I think, to me, and you kind of went over it, but maybe saying it in a different way is, look how you're building your life, your pyramid, brick by brick. How's your foundation? And
step your foundation deeper into love.
Yeah, step your foundation deeper into love. And so this is really an opportunity, as who was it, the Masons, to be the archetype or the architect, whatever, the architect of your life. You can really sit down over this time, this Mercury retrograde, to look, because again, as I was saying earlier, we're in the time of the North. We're in the time of sleep, of dreams, of endless time and space. And so this is really not the time where you're going to see maybe fruition of a lot of things. That's harvest time. So don't remember that there's still a cycle to things. And even though we've, ¿cómo se dice? Lo hemos obscurido, we've obscured it or tried to erase it with modernity and globalization, right? And that our cycle, we can get strawberries anytime, not just strawberry season from where you're at. So understand that just because we've created this idea of modern timelessness, that you can get whatever you want when you want it, that there's still a natural cycle to life. And if you can find that natural cycle to life, your natural cycle, you will be much more productive and not try to fight the grain.
That's so true. So important.
So I want to get back to this pyramid of light really quickly, and then we'll do this random card. And check yourself. That's what I would say. If you are being, like you were saying, judgmental, that judgment is coming from you. You have that judgment. So check into your life. Am I judging my mind, my body, my spirit, my consciousness, my sexuality, my creativity, any of that? Because it's in you, right? Look at this not as like, oh no, now I'm a bad person. No, thank you, judgment. Thank you, judgment, for coming up. Here's an opportunity for me to look at, where do I carry judgment of myself? What is my self-talk? If you've never done I am practices are powerful. Some people say, fake it till you make it. It's about as many as you do. I like to really feel into them, right? And so instead of saying a whole list of I am practices, can you look? And I've done this as a child, my father told me. Look into the mirror and really say, I am this, whatever you are trying to embody, and feel into it. And one of the ways to feel into it is put into your heart that energy of Mother Earth, right? Something that is natural, right? Something to feed you, to help hold this for you, and hold up a mirror that your mother is Mother Earth. right? And when you hold up a mirror, knowing that you are natural and that your natural way is to ebb and to flow, to grow and to destroy, to survive and thrive, that your natural way about you is okay. And your natural, I can't speak English today, is your authenticity to yourself and your uniqueness is enough for love. You don't have to prove anything, that you live in a natural state of value.
And when we are talking about judgment, judgment is not a good or bad as a word, but when we're talking about judgment, we're talking about looking at something and deciding that it is good or bad.
Yes.
Not just assessing or having discernment or, you know, because we make judgments all the time. Like, oh, this is that, or that is this, or I think this is this.
Don't eat that chili pepper, looks hot.
But when we say judgment, in this case, it's looking at something and deciding that is wrong, that is bad, that is not good, that's, or the reverse, right? Oh, that's a good thing. That's a great thing, right? So just to be clear about that as well.
Yeah. The way that we look at it is, you know, instead of, again, good or bad, in this context, right? Okay. Vámonos. Acabamos con esto. We're done with the card. So with that, we have now closed. We have
the biggest thing for this time.
We have 8 names. We will do a random selection. And I just want to do all the Marias and Marys out there. I just want to let you know that your name is Latin. It means of the sea, and it's a non-gendered name. Just putting it out there. Non-gendered name. There are a lot of boys that I know that are Maria. So let's check ourselves again. And when we think that Maria should only be.
I once met a boy named Maria.
And suddenly I found.
That would be an amazing.
Oh my God. Let's do that. I think we should record that.
Oh my God.
Anyways. So there we are. Shifting things. Check your bricks, your brick and your mortar, which are words, which are your words. So make sure that you understand that some things have much more space to them, just like the name Maria, which is of the sea. Okay, vámonos.
There's a silent Q in the middle of that. You didn't realize that.
Is there?
No, of course not. That was a joke. I was like, there's no silent Q in the middle of Maria. You were just talking about spaces. So I was making
okay. Let's do. Okay, first up is Elizabeth. Are you still with us? Elizabeth Castañeda. 1 for 1 we're getting. Then we're going to do QG Green. Are you still with us? Question. And Lacey de Julio. So let us know. I thought you'd like that, Maria. Let us know if you're still here. Okay, vámonos. We're going to start with Elizabeth, and then the next would be QG Green. So let us know if you're still with us. If not, we go on to the next. Lacey de Julio, making sure you're still with us.
Awesome. Okay, so for a Elizabeth.
Clearing.
Okay.
So the flavor I'm getting is getting purple, like literally the flavor purple. Like, you know, remember when you had those popsicles that were like that, where the paper stuck? Okay, I'm old. Paper stuck to them, and you like tried to like salvage like the little bits of sugar. I wasn't allowed to have sugar as a child, so now you can understand a few things. But that purple taste are the ones where you froze, and then the other flavor is a violet ice cream. So here we have 2 ideas of refinement.
For what chakra?
3rd, the way that you put yourself out there in the world, which is, can you have that balance of that and still have that energy of the child and the energy of being as bold as you were and inquisitive as you are, and being okay when it gets all like sloppy and down your hand and you're just like covered and your tongue is just purple, and not care what people say, right? Speak your purple tongue truth. And then the refinement of that is the violet flavor, that violet ice cream with a little honeycomb, right? That sounds beautiful, actually. And so it's like, can you balance both of yourselves? And can you welcome both of yourselves in conversations and negotiations in your job, in your relationships, in the way that you walk around the world, not leaving one out, but they have to sit down, right? They have to sit down because right now they're at odds. And the other one's blaming the other for situations. Well, you didn't protect us in this, but you didn't do this. And now I shut down and you put your foot in your mouth, and they're fighting. Your third chakra is fighting itself of how to put yourself out there in the world. So this is saying, keep that, finger licking, braid wearing, popping, double Dutch, purple tongue, conquer the world, scab knees, going up trees, Elizabeth, right? As well as the refined, elegant Elizabeth. And have them sit down and come to an agreement. Have them have a little tea party. That sounds delightful. Have them have a little tea party where they can sit down and have this decision of how they're going to work together. That is what I have.
Okay. Did you notice that the airs, never mind. I got bubblegum, but it was interesting because it's the ice cream portion of the bubblegum ice cream, which is like this kind of aqua blue, There was something about that color for you and that flavor, and it's not the flavor of bubblegum ice cream when you don't focus on the actual gumdrops in it, when you're just focused on the ice cream itself, it does still have its own flavor. Mm-hmm. It does still have its own unique bubblegum flavor. What is that?
Can you put something dry?
I think you need to check on what that is. I don't know what that was. Sometimes we hear interesting noises and we have a lot of creatures in our life. So we're always like, what was that? So bubblegum ice cream, what is this blue about? This blue, the essence of this color and the feeling of this color is a feeling of freedom. There's something about this light blue color and that flavor of the bubblegum ice cream it's about freedom. It is about just, wide open seas and beautiful clear skies and that taste of just being I don't know why that word keeps coming through. Freedom, freedom, freedom. And this is actually for your third chakra too. So it's funny because we usually get different energy centers. But in your case, we both got that third energy center, which is about also, in addition to what Marita said, this idea of, or this feeling of being sustaining yourself. And what is your purpose in the world? It is the seat of like your fire and your energy. It's called like the energy center of the body, like the powerhouse energy center of the body. So for you, that freedom is that, what was the topic of yours?
Balance between the little girl and the refinement.
So for you, this freedom is there. That is what is ahead when you can find that balance. And it doesn't have to be a really clinical, it has to be exactly this, exactly that. It is a dance. That balance is a dance. So when you find freedom, it is not a thing that requires rigidity to get to that freedom. This bubblegum ice cream is not about being crazy serious and perfectly rigid. And hey, like for example, there's a puppy eating my rock necklace right now. Freedom is not about being so rigidly this or that, or this or that, or it has to be this, or put these on the scale. Stop eating, puppy. That's not nice. So I just want to say again, this flavor is about freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Like, I don't know why you need to hear this word, but I keep just getting to just say it over and over. And maybe you need to say it to yourself. What would freedom feel like for you?
What would freedom do today?
Yeah, what would freedom do today? What would my alter ego freedom do today? Ooh, that should be my alter ego. All right, we're going to leave you there. Let us know how that landed for you. Let us know how that resonated, what's shifting, anything you would like to share.
Okay.
Disconnecting.
Okay. Lacey de Julio, are you still with us? It seems you were before. QG Green, it seems we're not going to have you today, so we'll just keep moving on.
Oh, well,
they're not there.
Oh, okay.
So just checking in that Lacey is here. Barbara Johnson, are you here? And I know that there's a bit of a delay.
What happened? Okay, got it.
Lacey, if you're still here, let us know in the comments.
That puppy.
Barbara Johnson, let us know if you're here in the comments.
She wants to be Insta famous. She probably would be Insta famous.
I know.
Instantly.
Barbara Johnson is here. Beautiful. Barbara Johnson, you're on deck. I'm just making sure Lacey is here because she has been here. There's Lacey. We'll do Lacey and then you, Barbara. So stay tuned, both clearings. Okay. Ice cream chakra clearing.
Lacey's
yes,
first.
Lacey's first.
Sorry, puppy, you're not ready for stardom yet.
So, Lacey, the song that keeps going through my head is like calamine, calamine, calamine lotion. It's a round song that you can sing at summer camp, right?
I'm like calamine lotion.
Is it calamine or how's it go?
No,
what is it?
I'm just saying calamine lotion is for like poison oak.
Yeah,
so
I know.
They made a song about it.
Yeah, they did.
I never went to summer camp.
Oh, not the lotion. Itchy, itchy, scratchy, scratchy. Ooh, I got some on my back. Okay, anyways.
That's hilarious.
So
you're not doing calamine lotion ice cream, are you?
I have to.
Okay. I had to say that too. I just couldn't. That was okay. Let's do it. Let's get into this.
So this is about an itch you want to scratch. And it's not time. The healing is not over.
Oh.
And you're trying to rush ahead of it. So this is about being okay. First of all, celebrating your successes so far. This is for your throat chakra. This is about speaking your truth. And this is saying there's still that itch that you have. That itch that you have in your throat, whether it's you're not speaking your truth or you're like swallowing too much or you're enduring too much. This is really about boundaries, knowing how to have good boundaries, knowing how to speak your truth. And a truth not of what you think, but from here, a truth that will lead you to yourself. And so this soothing lotion, soothing ice cream lotion is to allow you to know that you are in the process and that you can slow down. Don't scratch the itch. It hasn't healed yet. It'll actually spread more venom. And maybe you're not scratching it. Maybe instead of not scratching it, you're completely like unaware of it or trying to be unaware of it. And so slow as you go, my friend, and know that it takes, it takes time. It takes practice being the new you. It takes practice, just like voice lessons, right? Not everyone's born an opera singer immediately. They still have to take voice lessons. So this is saying, hey, remember all that you've done and everything that you've healed. And now is the time to integrate it. Don't be like, rip the Band-Aid off and like, yay, it's not time yet. Okay.
The flavor
they liked my song.
Nice. The flavor that I got for you is buttered popcorn. Kind of like how they're those jelly beans that have buttered popcorn. I never liked those jelly beans, to be honest. I always thought they tasted weird, but some people, those are one of those flavors that like you hate it or you love it. I feel like people are not usually ambivalent about buttered popcorn jelly beans. This is buttered popcorn ice cream, especially the popcorn flavor is coming through, but there is that hint of saltiness, right? Sounds actually like a good ice cream flavor, to be honest. That toasty corn plus a little bit of salt. I think she wants to say hi to mama. To this mama. Plus that hint of salt. Sounds
daddy mama.
Daddy mama. Are you daddy mama?
Poppy?
Poppy to the puppy. Puppy.
Poppy.
So popcorn, ice cream. This is for your heart. This is to give a little bit of excitement and fun to your heart and this space right here. Because I get the sense that this space has been doing some hard work and is kind of like forgetting that it's also a space that gets to be fun and joyful and surprising and exciting, like pa, 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 you know? And this flavor is here to change that for you. It's not going to be overnight, obviously, but to remind you about something I think you may have forgotten a little bit because you've been in the same energy for a while, or you've had to push through for so long that this part of you is like used to doing a certain job and forgetting that this part of you can connect to many, many different ways of being, many different energies. There's lots of, oh, hi. Oh. She's very cute.
I was trying to distract her from biting.
Yeah, I figured. Just use the shirt if you can't get her to. She bites you more than she bites me, I think. Okay, so this is to remind this part of you that you do not just exist in one way in your heart. There are many ways to be connected to your heart. The heart is about many different kinds of energy. So give your heart a little rest, give it a little bit of fun. And one of the ways you can reconnect to that reminder of how many different ways there are to live in general is a very powerful way to also reconnect to what makes your heart come alive and feel activated and feel like that pow, feel that excitement, feel that vivacious, that vitality, is to remind it how many different ways there are to live, connecting to, shows that are about different places in the world, learning about different experiences, expanding your own experiences and your world are going to help you so much to reconnect to what is it like to have a heart that feels alive in that way? Because there are so many different ways to be in this world. And it's time that you were reminded just a little bit of those right now. Okay. Let us know how that lands for you. Try to be more gentle.
Thank you.
Because your little ears are so sensitive.
Okay. Barbara Johnson, making sure that you're still with us.
Babs.
Babs. Ooh, talk about Barbara Streisand. Don't tell me not to fly. I simply got to. Sorry. Rain on my parade. Anyways, let's see if Barbara's still.
Are we talking Hello Dolly right now? Or what is that from?
I think so, yeah.
I just don't know enough Barbara stories.
Know how.
But that was good. She's quite a character in that.
Barbara.
What are we doing for Barbara?
I think it's I don't think it's Declaring. I don't think it's I think it's a different movie. Okay. But yeah. No, actually, okay, sorry.
I like that. You have to remember to go down and check that line.
Red peppercorn.
What kind of red peppercorn?
I don't know.
There's many different kinds.
I don't know. There's many, I guess. Red peppercorn with vanilla ice cream. This is for your third eye, right? Our third eye is that center where we're combining our right and our left. Some people call it the control center, right? Where we're really kind of connecting not just only to ourselves and all of our brain
command center,
but also to the divine. And so again, here we have two flavors, right? Peppercorn, red peppercorn, and vanilla. Now we have here where we live in Hawaii a variation of a red peppercorn, and
it's called the pink devil.
And it depends who you talk to. You either endure it, right, as a tree, or you hate it. And so this flavor is kind of not for everyone, right? Peppercorn on vanilla, right? Everyone likes vanilla, but you're going to put peppercorn on it. So this is about you being okay with the different parts of yourself that other people, and you have allowed other people's judgments to seep into your stories, into your command center of how you connect with the divine. There are many lenses out there. There's many teachings. There's many gods, right? There's no one way. And if you're truly coming from a heart space, then you're connecting both of these things together. But this is saying, you know, one of your follies, I've been watching too much British shows. One of your follies is that you are falling prey to these old stories of worthlessness that you have in you, that you're never going to be good enough. Look at, and then your beautiful mind remembers all those times that you failed. I'm going to give you a quick story. Long story short, I had an idea of a memory that I held on for 20 years that involved me failing at something, right? Very vivid. Like it changed the course of my life. And I went back because someone videotaped that moment, totally forgot about it. And what occurred in my mind, even though there's still the part of it where I felt like I failed, prior to that, I had 2 moments of glory. And prior to that, and as I started to remember more and more the situation, how successful I had been in that situation, right? This is sports, right? And all of a sudden, this thing that I had carried with me, that had become my own thorn in my side, that I just like lived and like struggled with. All of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this videotape of like, okay, it was one mistake, but look at all the other good things that I did. I had forgotten all of that because I had become so focused and I had allowed someone else's viewpoint of that moment be what was my memory. It erased the rest of the good. And it was someone who I allowed to get in. So this is a time in these next 13 days. We're actually in a Nt.Shasta where I think 3 days into the Nt.Shasta of Emix. So you have 10 more days, which is about going deep.
Crocodile, right?
Crocodile. So it's about the energetics of going into deep, muddy waters and finding the truth there.
Ooh. Yes. Okay. Are you complete?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Who's this person?
I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. You do yours. I'm going to figure this out.
The flavor that I got for you is actually toasted barley, which seems like a strange flavor for ice cream. I don't know if you've ever had toasted, like roasted barley tea. It's delicious. It's so good. It's like having toasted rice tea. If you've had that, like with different green teas, they'll have like a toasted rice tea with the green. But there's also a barley tea. And it is so lovely and light and just flavorful. But that toasting flavor,
Laura, Darren, will you please stop telling people to DM you? We had a conversation at the beginning that this is not the time to do that. Okay? So I don't know who this Laura Darren is. I've been trying to block her. Do not pay attention to her. And Laura Darren, you are not welcome in the circle.
I'm just going to pause for a second.
Okay, she's blocked. See, I knew it was coming.
Oh,
no, maybe not. We'll continue on.
So this flavor of toasted barley. This is about returning to your roots. This is about returning to your roots in the way that, like,
I know why it's not working.
In the way that you connect to, like, when you grow food and you harvest that food and then you cook with that food. That is what I mean in terms of returning to your roots. Settle down, little one. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah. Her puppy is getting a little anxious. I mean, returning to practices that ground you and connect you to land. And that barley, that toasted barley, is to help connect you to the land, to connect you to the cycles of plants, to connect you to what it actually feels like to feel nourished when you're not just consuming things that feel empty to you. What would happen if every time you took a bite of food, every time you took a drink of water, every time you took a breath of air, you thought about what was coming into your body and you just named it? If you took a bite of food, a bread, and you said, right now in this bread, I'm eating whole wheat flour that came from, wheat fields. I'm eating flax seeds. I'm eating oats. How would that connect you back to your roots in terms of your roots as being created by this earth? This is to ground you. This is to soothe you. This is to help connect you to spaciousness and to broaden your perspective. I'm getting this sense that your energy, sometimes, especially with social media, we get tangled up in these like problems, ideas, things that we're grappling with, and we lose our ability to zoom back and remember how big the world is. I know we're on Zoom.
I know, it's funny.
It is funny. Sometimes the things I say on social media or on Zoom are like, hey, this thing that you're on, some things about it are good and some of them are fucking with you in a serious way. And that message is not for everybody, right? So it's time to just like that. This is what this energy is for. And it's not meant to ground you like, ground you. It's meant to ground you like this. Like this. So this is for your root. This is for the bottom chakra of your body, to help easily ground you and connect you to the earth in a way that gives you that breath, that space, that sense of belonging and connection. That's it. That's what I got for you. It was an interesting side thing that just happened. Thank you for dealing with that.
I dealt with it. I'm a good blocker.
You certainly did know that was coming, didn't you?
I knew. I warned people.
That's funny. So
anyways,
we are now at the end of our 3 individual card readings and clearings that we did via drawing people randomly who had signed up. We are going to do a clearing for the group. What that looks like is we will do this clearing and you have the opportunity to let us know in the comments right now what you are letting go of or calling in. And that can be your way of letting us know that you want to participate, or you can say permission granted. Mm-hmm. But this is something where, because we're doing it for the group and because this is an energetic clearing, not just an offering of information, we are requesting of you to let us know if you would like to receive it, and that it will not be given to those who are not asking. This is how this energy is being put out. And believe me, when I say that it does matter, when you learn to practice in a way where you are not sending energy out higgledy-piggledy willy-nilly, you are actually saying this is only meant to be delivered to the people who are asking, who are letting us know that this is what they want. And it matters. It really does. And trust me when I say, it's a funny moment, like in your development as an energy healer or worker or whatever, whether you're aware of it or not, and you just did it accidentally growing up or whatever.
Or you just
or lots of training or calling it. What was that? What was the point of that? I'm sorry. You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Okay, go.
Yes. Colonization. Everything involves colonization. Okay. The point was that it's an interesting thing when you notice, when you're in a space of people and you suddenly notice that somebody has no idea that they're throwing their energy on everybody. They're sending their shit out to people constantly with zero control. It's like a puppy that pees on stuff because they just can't do anything about it. They're just like, I'm excited. Ah! They're peeing everywhere. Metaphor for the day. So if you want to be a part of this clearing, let us know in the comments, permission granted, or you can let us know what you're calling in, what you're letting go of. Right now, we are still in the energy of the full moon. This is a time when it is typically about letting go and releasing, because we've just been in fullness and we are moving into the emptiness of the moon, the new moon. So, but you can do whatever you prefer. And then we will wrap it up and we'll see you next week. So here we go. Clearing for the group. Nice. I felt like a little breeze. I got something really interesting.
Okay, go.
Wine poached pears. Did you ever have those? Like, they're kind of like a fancy dessert, you know? Beautiful poached pears, but that poached in what? You got vanilla or with vanilla?
I didn't get vanilla, but usually they have it with vanilla. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's often with like a creme anglaise or vanilla ice cream or something that's kind of creamy. And why are we getting this right now? You know, I think the reason that we're getting this clearing for the group is that it's time to slow down and pay a little bit more attention to the way that we are living our lives, and to make a little bit more of an event out of it. You know, instead of just stuffing some food in your face while you're doing something else and, you know, kind of having this very like utilitarian moving through everything. What would it be like instead, you know, making your cheese, slurping it down, right? What would your life be like? And those were just food examples, but I'm talking about everything. If we actually put some more attention and beauty and care into the way that we were living, instead of moving through our day with such haste and such a lack of savoring occurring in all of our experiences. Not everybody, obviously, some experiences we also naturally savor more than others, but this is to bring the attention to the small ways that we can savor our lives and put beauty and deliciousness into them that are not out of reach. They're not out of reach. There are ways that we can integrate every day in these little moments that are extremely powerful. Savoring is an incredibly powerful tool for happiness. It's like a thing in science. If you actually stop and pay attention to what you're doing and be like, I love hitting this little Tibetan bowl I have, especially when I hit it with this felt part, because the way that it rings is very soft, but it's very like light and bright. And I, like, etc. right? Something that you're just slow down and pay attention to your life like that. Make your dessert, instead of a candy bar that you don't really like the taste of, take the time to poach a pear. I can take her.
Okay. Beautiful. I love it.
I'm done. I'm spent.
Thanks so much, Rose, with Live by Design.
You're welcome, Marita, with the Path of Ish. One who catches lightning with the Path of Ish. Do you catch the lightning with the Path of Ish? Is that how you catch it?
We'll see. Hey. Last flavor of the day is orange blossom. And this is about sweetness and fragrance and how a little can go a long way. So it kind of ties really into what you were saying, savoring, right? That, if anyone has told you in your life that you're too much, maybe they just don't know how to savor things.
The flavor.
Savor the flavor of you. So this is saying, take time to know that small moments that you take for yourself to make sure that you're pausing, right? I always say an opportunity to pause is an opportunity to pray. That you are making sure that you're looking at your foundation, what the first card told us, and looking at your habits that you've created and looking at your habit of distraction. There's so many people right now who are like, I need to get back to normal, right? I don't even know what that means, right? And so look at the habit that you are just racing from one thing to the next, and then you're like, I'm never satisfied because you didn't live in the moment. So look at your habits. A little goes a long way. So a small prayer where you are completely aligned will have a ripple effect throughout your day and through your life, more so than doing many things. So come back to yourself, get grounded, and make sure that you're saving parts of yourself for yourself. Okay, that's all that we have for you. Again, if you're interested in joining us in
Ice Cream
Socials in our moon ceremonies, we have a Patreon. It's a really low-cost way to continue to join us in the circle in different things that we do with smaller groups. The moon ceremonies are recorded, so if you can't meet us, you get to have them, and you get to have access to all of them. We've been doing them since June, July.
June, yeah.
And you said something really beautiful in the last ceremony, and Rose said, what we talk about here, what we talk about in the ceremonies that we do, what we talk about to our clients and the advice that we give them, it's not some crap that we read one day and are like, oh, okay, there's a good meme. We live this.
Yeah.
We live this life in motion, in prayer, in ceremony, understanding that we are humans. And so our goal is to share from that truth, from the reality of what it is to live in this life, not to gloss things over. And so when we talk about pausing and praying, and we talk about everything that we teach, we are living.
Yeah, and we're working on it too.
We're
on this journey with you.
Yeah. So #Patreon so you can join us in our monthly offerings outside of this. And it's a really low cost way. If you want to work.
Maybe we should start telling people it's really expensive. Maybe they would want it. Maybe people will be like, oh, it's really expensive. I must be a part of the Patreon. It's one of the ways that we reach people that, it's just like a nice little entry point. My dog is biting me right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people then decide to work further with us, right? But it's a nice way to,
but not everybody.
Yeah. To test drive.
Some people just want a space to be with the moon community every month.
Yeah, it's so nice. Well, that being said, my love, my dear, my partner, Maria.
I once met a boy named Maria.
I know.
I once met a they, them named Maria.
Ooh, that's even better. To all the they, thems, his, her, however you come into your unique oneness. Thank you for taking the time. And then that one.
This is our puppy.
And for any of those watching who have been listening to our pig drama, 3 are off the property.
3 pigs no longer live here.
3.
I think we're going to replace them with goats soon.
3 of the 4.
Should we just catch the 4th one and put it in a pen and call it Peggy or something?
If we could catch it. It is the runt. But so 3 are gone.
3 are gone. 4th to be gone soon.
Gone for good. And we are going to look into taking precautions so that no more get in. So thank you for everyone who's like, what's the pig update? What's the pig day? Yes. So we live in Hawaii. We have wild pigs. And
we live on a place where we're trying to grow food.
Yeah.
And we have it fenced, but they are very smart and determined.
So they were taking all the food that we wanted to share with the community.
They
so
were eating all the food.
Everything.
And they don't just eat food. Like, it's not like a thing where you're like, oh, poor pigs. Oh.
No, they destroy things.
They literally will just like come up to a tree and like trample it down and shred it. And then they're like, that was fun. What are we going to eat now, Bob? You know, like they're just kind of like,
well, Mel, I checked out that banana.
They're great if you want to destroy all the plants on your property a little bit at a time and like dig up your lawn. Like if you need to have them churn up your lawn.
Yeah, if you're like, hey, you know, pickaxing. Cool. Oh, you know, let's get the pigs on it. But they don't do it where you want it. So
no, they don't really dig holes. They just like churn it all up.
So Marianne, yes, there have been an adventure. And Marianne, I cried out of just overwhelm of sensation that someone came to finally help us.
We finally had help.
And
it wasn't this one. She didn't chase them off, unfortunately.
Exactly. But anyways, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Marita, one who catches with lightning with the path of Ish. You can please like my page. Please follow me. I do a lot of things there. And we are having
we have a zoo in our house.
We have a zoo in our house right now.
Crazy.
And then we have Rose with
Live by Design.
Live by Design. And you can catch her on your group, the Adventurers Club, which is starting up again.
Yeah, it was on a little bit of a hiatus. I put everything on pause and I've just been doing like 1 post a day, really letting everybody know that I'm working on creating some new things and revisioning where the business is going to go this year. And I'm going to be back starting tomorrow. So if you want to join, it's a great time.
It's a great time.
It's free. It's just like a Facebook group.
I've been privy to what is coming and it's exciting. So
privy and helping me get inspired.
So please follow her. Please join Rose. She's doing awesome things. Join us on our Patreon. I still have that cacao. We start living in ceremony starting next Sábado for 6 months. My Path of Ish is now open. So my Jaguar Mystery School, if you've been wanting to walk with me for 6 months or 12 months in shamanic practices, #Jaguar. I'm now accepting applications. I get around 800 applications, 800 views or things like that, 200 to 300, 400 applications from there. And we whittle it down to 10. So if you're interested to take the time to learn about multiple ways of walking in ceremony, you'll be coming in the tradition of the East and the South. That would be 6 months. And there's some people doing the full year, doing the full medicine circle. And we medicine wheel. We combine Lakota, Quero, Apache, Mayan, Aztec traditions, as well as Yoruba traditions. So let us know if you're interested in that. #Jaguar for that, and I will get you an application so you can fill that out and join the queue.
It's really wonderful to hear from Marita's students as well, because this work will change you in a way that you don't realize until you start doing it. And you're like, holy shit. Like, I feel totally different. The way I live every day, the way I interact with everything, like it's so much transformation is possible. A lot
in a little bit of time. And if you do join Jaguar Tree, my students get access to moon ceremonies as part of it and a lot of the other stuff that we offer. So it's all under one little Jaguar Tree. Anyways,
are you sure it's not a Jaguar umbrella?
I meant that, but maybe it's like
Jaguar Tree is more, tree-like. I just thought a Jaguar umbrella would be really cute.
That would be cute. So Join us next week. Join us on Patreon. Join Rose in her amazing group that will also change your life. I mean, I get her advice for free. Well, it's not for free, but I get it all the time and it really helps me.
Basically for free. It's different.
It's different. The exchange is different.
You're actually not paying me for my advice. Let's just be clear about that.
I'm not. You do give it willingly though.
I do.
Exactly.
Sometimes I say no. Sometimes I'm like, no, not right now. I'm sorry. Did I have my morning tea yet?
Oh, I know.
Did you just ask me a question? I'm not quite ready. What is this about? Just give me a second. Okay.
So anyways, please join us, whether it is here, Patreon, Jaguar Tree, Cacao, Rose's group. We'd love to see you.
Puppy enthusiasm.
Yeah. And then you get updates on like our life where we have 11 chickens right now and 6 cats wandering around, and we've been kept inside. We have a peacock in the bathroom right now. It's crazy.
That's a real story. This is a real story.
So if you want to know more about our farm adventures,
6 cats, 11 baby chickens.
You can follow us at Cuatro Manos y Cinco Volcanes. I have an Instagram and on here, and we talk about our adventures on the farm here and how we're making ceremonial cacao in a good way. Yeah, hang out with us. We'd love to see you again. Anyways, great time. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for liking and for sharing, and we will see you soon. And remember, till then, live your life to the
sweetest.
Mahalo nui, everyone.